Greetings programs, welcome back to the grid. I am Sark and today's game is a King's Cross. Unfortunately I've done this all once already, but a firmware update broke the push to talk key on my mouse, so no push to talk for you today, and I get to start over. Alright, delete the turbo smooth, delete the edit poly. Here is our lathed object as lathed when it's finished. Alright, so this is not dissimilar from your bishop, from your pawn, from really any other simple lathed object. You can see that we've got 16 sides. That's default. We're going to leave it at that for today. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, but I think it'll be easier to follow. We're going to have a welded core. If your X and Y position of this vertex at your bottom and this vertex at the top is 0, 0 on the X and Y, then when you hit min on your lathe and you weld the core, as long as really everything else is lined up, you should be good. Okay. If that's a problem you're having, go look at some of the other videos, perhaps the pawn, and figure that out. Come back when you're ready. Okay. F4 to see these lines. I'm going to add an edit poly modifier. Now keep in mind, any changes you make with this edit poly modifier, don't expect to be able to go back down and adjust your line and have everything work hunky-dory. Probably this is a good time to save your work. I got lucky when I deleted those and nothing, catastrophic happened. Okay. So I want to get rid of some of these extra edges on top. I don't really need most of them. What's the easy way to do that? Well, I could click this vertex in the center. These are all welded together from my lathe, which has a welded core. Then I'm going to press grow a few times until like I've got these. Maybe shrink that once. So to switch modes, I hold the control key and I click polygon, and that gives me that selection. So I press shrink, and I'm going to press delete. All right. Then I'm going to go to border mode. I'm going to take this top center border. I'm going to get my scale tool, that's R, and just bring these towards each other a little bit, not too far. That's plenty. Then I'm going to go to vertex mode. That's 1 on your keyboard. I'm going to select this select object mode so I don't accidentally bump anything. I'm going to turn on ignore backfacing so I don't accidentally select stuff on the opposite side of the object. That's no fun. Alright. Doesn't mean it couldn't happen if something is facing you from the other side, but that's pretty rare. Okay. Just something to keep an eye out for. Hold the control key, click on 5 of these that are sort of aligned with an axis, right? I can see the y-axis here, so the center one, and then 2 out to each side. All right. Then I'm going to go to scale, which is R on your keyboard, and I'm going to click and drag this. All right. Then I'm going to take the 5 on the opposite side, hold the control key. Wow, I'm not used to not holding that push to talk button on my thumb. Probably hear me breathe and everything. Not good. Okay. Scale these. Now I thought about leaving these curves in for aesthetic reasons, but I think that I want this tutorial to be as easy to follow as possible and keep it pretty short and simple, so we'll scale those in as well. Okay, so hold the control key to add to your selection. If you want to deselect a vertex you didn't mean to get, you can use the Alt key to deselect it. Now I have a square. When I pull these, I just pull them towards each other on the axis that is perpendicular to the line I want to create, right? Orthogonal, as it were. So there's a make planar button, but I find scaling them towards each other is faster. All right, now I'm going to go to border mode. That's 3 on your keyboard, and then I'm going to click here, and which way do I want it to go? I guess in my case on the y-axis I'm going to pull them towards each other until I have something like a rectangle. Alright, so there's my rectangle that I'm going to start from. Maybe pull the x-axis in a little bit, not much. Alright, now I'm looking at the top of my view. I'm going to press W for scale. Alt W, by the way, is to make your view big. And then I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to drag this up a wee bit. A wee little bit. And then I'm going to get the scale tool and I'm going to pull them out. Then I'm going to hold the W once. I let go of that, hold the shift key, bring this up. Shift key again. Scale tool, bring this in. Alright, now I can exaggerate the scale of these things a little bit as befits my purpose. And hold the shift key again and again and drag on the move. Then I switch to R for scale, W for move, shift key, R, scale, W, shift key, R, scale, and we can just cap the top. Then I'm going to go ahead and hold the control key. I'm going to click 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have a hard time not selecting stuff on the back, ignore back facing as your friend. If you have a hard time not bumping things, just go get your basic selection tool instead. I'm going to select things with the scale tool because I'm feeling confident about it at the moment. Pretty simple. Use the extrude. So we can just eyeball this. I'm just going to watch this view while I work in this view. So I'm going to get extrude and then I'm going to click and drag. Bing bong. Alright. That is it. That's your king. So working in Edit Poly is not so bad. It can be just as fast as easy as working with your spline. It just takes like a little more thinking ahead sometimes. So that's it for today. Good luck. Have fun.